County Multicultural Museum. That's the goal of a group of individuals dedicated to promoting diversity outreach. They met at the Pohick Regional Library. A member of the group, Corazon Foley, published a new book, Fairfax County Asian American History, in May as part of Asian American Month.
We are now working with many Fairfax County residents to develop the concept of a multicultural museum for Fairfax County, basically to tell the story of how Fairfax County developed into this wonderful conglomeration of residents, very proud of being Fairfax County residents, and at the same time able to celebrate the heritage that they inherited from their ancestors. So we're thinking of following the example set by the Fairfax County Asian American History Project, tracing the history, the heritage, and contributions of each group. So say, in my case, my husband is Irish American, so we'll try to develop, say, the story of the Irish Americans, the first Irish Americans who came here. I understand actually that the first ones came and they built St. Mary's over in Fairfax Station. They were in order to worship while they helped build the railroads. So you will do that for the Irish Americans. We hope to do it for the Hispanic Americans, African Americans, and other European Americans, and of course Native Americans. So if we can get a grant and develop the virtual multicultural museum, that will give us a way to appreciate contributions of all the different parts of Fairfax County that make the whole.
What do you think about this project, about the multicultural museum?
I think it's a wonderful idea. It's maybe a start of something permanent in brick and stone, but in the meantime, it's an opportunity to get the word out to people, because I think the internet is becoming more and more a way of life, if you will, and it has just come along so fast. I remember it was only 1994, which is what, 14, 15 years ago, that the internet sort of hit the scene and has exploded.
Oh, I think it's marvelous, and I think there are so many different ethnic groups here in Fairfax County that I think would be very educational for all of them to be able to go back and read about the different groups that were here and how they got here. I'm actually Italian American. I was born here, but my parents were born in Italy, and they came eventually lived in Cambridge, Massachusetts, in a small conclave where they all spoke Italian. But eventually they left, and as we grew up, we all went to different places. I came to Virginia. I have a brother in Connecticut. I have sisters still in Massachusetts, and a sister in Pennsylvania. So you can see how they just, when they left, that they all became first-generation Americans and assimilated into the rest of the country.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, my grandfather and grandmother came from Denmark and Norway, respectively, and the other side of the family is a quarter French and a quarter German, and a little bit of Pennsylvania Dutch thrown in, which makes more than a whole, but that's the way it goes.
Well, being a person of mixed heritage myself, I think that this is a very great idea. It shows the people of the state of Virginia and of Fairfax County that we're made of an assortment of all different cultures, and I think it's a wonderful thing.
Can you tell us about your background?
Yes, my father was from Canton, China, and he came into the United States in 1940. And my mother was born here in Virginia, in King William, Virginia, and she's a Native American and from the Upper Mattapamai tribe.
Well, I think it is a very important part of our culture here, because the United States is so many cultures, so many nations that have come here to join hands together. So the multicultural situation is so important to us, because then everyone can learn a little bit about each other's nation, culture, heritage, and so that makes it very, very important for us to move towards getting a concrete things for other people in terms of our family and our offspring as well. I came to the United States. I was a part of the military in Jamaica, and they had a training course here in the United States in which I was chosen to come here. And after finishing that course and went back home and did my contracted time, I came back here thinking that I could do very well with the training that I got. So that's how I got interested in coming back to America.
I think that one of the founding principles of the United States of America is that we are many different people who've come together to make this country what it is today, and that is part of our history. It's not that we're adding in different ethnic histories. They've always been there. They're always they are part of what makes America the great nation that it is. And my background is all mixed up. I mean, it's lots of different kinds of Northern European peoples, and that's what we all are. And I'm fascinated by the Hispanic American heritage, by the Asian American heritage, African American heritage. It's all part of who I am as an American. And that's why I think that any kind of history, any sort of history, needs to reflect all of that, because that's the truth of America.